This FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Hey, Grandpa.
Yes, sir.
Oh, fantastic interview. the PRO, no.
Mm-hmm.
I am from Subebre, but what I discussed near there, on man it look like the HIV-related medicine were more important than the malaria medicine. Meanwhile, in Ghana, the number one killer is malaria. The number one killer of Ghanaians in Ghana is malaria. And it says, if you make a comparison, as if there are no HIV drugs still there and it's only malaria. Grandpapa, the malaria is the number one killer of Ghanaians in our country. And if you leave medicine meant for Ghanaians, the number one for to fight the number one killer for Ghanaians, Grandpapa, the communication did not go well. The communication, Grandpapa, the other thing I'm making here there. And there, as a nation, we need other here taking some strong decisions. Some of enyamana okuyen or preventable. Malaria or preventable. That's a containers, 168 containers of mosquito nets. Every year from this organization alone, over 450 containers, and I work clear. Grandpa, that money, and can be to me a channel into preventable diseases. Grandpapa, malaria in the U.S. was eradicated 1947 to 1951. Which means there, say, so you take it upon ourselves. There, you better eradicate the number one killer of Ghanaians. Grandpapa, you better. You see, the dependence on medication only one thing. But Grandpapa, me peda ye take it this time. Now you discuss how are you able to prevent diseases in our communities just by cleaning our communities, by spraying our communities, by purposefully yet the yadrin better do you be acquire you be making sure there you be too. We don't have to live with malaria, Grandpapa. Doing the malaria tonight. No, Grandpapa. This or your wrongful thinking. And for our health sector, or as a policy, it is my view and my party's view that we should spend more time in dealing with preventable diseases than dealing with the aftermath of the disease. Grandpa, medication and nets now all burning. You spend 5 years, 6 years, 7 years of a purposeful policy. You prevent all of this cost to the nation, in the long run. In the long run. So we as a people, where is our priority? There, you for quando. Yebema malaria on Kenya Brabon on Kenya life. Other countries have been successful. On your BBI, you ever start in the fufuro. Best practices of the world war. You cover, you adopt, you tweak, you have the proper information cut down, supported by what we need to do as a people, like Grandpapa. The billions of money now you're spending in fighting the post effect of malaria. Now, Grandpapa, you prevent malaria from our communities. These are the discussions now made in there. It should be at our forefront. Now there you do come on. Yeah, making sure that you have a chance now. The health professionals now, psychologists now, all those people come together to make sure that we have a concerted effort to eliminate a disease that is preventable. It is preventable. I am not mental. So when I read and I hear the number of containers coming in, the number of all these things to treat the after effect. Now, Grandpapa, maybe something there. So what's the Ministry of Health doing in the prevention of the disease? This to me, this is elementary. Oh yeah, elementary. Into Sikana, you ever spend on all of this in 10 years, Grandpapa. You spend a fraction of that money for 5 years. You and I will not be speaking about malaria. This is the definition of failed leadership, Grandpapa.
Malaria has been with us, will be with us.
You see?
I mean, that is the thinking we have.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
That's the worker.
There, I drink there, or when you ever find them.
You ever find them, auntie? Yeah, Yahoshi, and Debiana Yakosre, Yakopacho, now will be the benevolence. Watch your baby to help in a situation that one casabe to prevent. I think this thinking or a sick or a failed leadership, Grandpapa. And I don't understand how the number one killer or affect here as a people. No, we seem not to care in terms of the fight against it.
Peace
The fight against it. It's all this discussion that occurs, the as in the whole for years, no, another it doesn't even make sense. That revenue that goes to the state and something that has come as a gratis to the state. Now you can't just say there with this thing going to the Ministry of Health, because it is coming to save our lives, we will not touch it. We'll really see the containers. Now uncle. Now obet now ma go through. Now I then they could 40 million. Now what is that 40 million to the life of the people who need it, who have been infected by it? What is it? Maybe another prophet can obey how somebody is thinking he can benefit from a crisis. Anytime there's a crisis, it means what's one way professional crisis people what bonfire for crisis. Because crisis never and what to put in what processes are we will make sure that also what benefit from the crisis. Into one every day was sorry for one per man. What bonfire to Nyakopon the crisis being sick. The crisis needs now also we prefer solution, this is the type of thinking that we have as a people. That's why it has taken so long for something that is obvious to a class 1 people. A class 1 people, that medication to save lives, the number one killer, malaria, medication, its treatments and nets have come. And then we will sit here and start talking about aspects of duties and taxes and this and that, and knowing that we need this to save our lives. And we spend all this time. And then people are actually sitting there, no heads have rolled, nobody has been held accountable. Now you have a cross ministerial team, now this and that. I mean, what type of thinking? What kind of people do we become when we are not able to solve minor problems that afflict us as a people? Grandpapa, it's about time leaders now they should care about the people. Because the magic you're in chat and fama yana ye wo omai ye power ye tum ye da ma the fast ye do na ye so ya brabona ye health system no onkodo. Now you do this and it's been in the media and the people have to threaten you. Nipa kono chawazi no or threaten there on chawazi bio.
What's on your crack?
Oh, Grandpapa, we are reading it in the paper.
But the man says it's not true.
No, but Grandpapa, there are contradictions of what he said in the paper. I don't want to. There are 2 papers that are contradicting this statement. In terms of when you asked him there, are there any HIV medicines that were cleared? Oh, okay, they no. Daily Guide and New York Times
and
Ghanaian Times are saying that it was part of the drugs that were cleared. It's quoted explicitly. Yo, he should say whatever he wants and go ahead and tickle himself. But what I'm saying is that, Grandpapa, we have to solve our problems in a timely manner. Solving problems is about time, Grandpapa. You can't solve a problem 2 years after the thing has occurred. People want real-time solutions to real problems. On a year from leadership. not to tell us that there were some 10 meetings that went on. Oh no, who cares about that? It's aggressive solution here. The people threaten us that they won't bring us any more medicine, and all of a sudden we get action. We get action on things that save your lives. Grandpa is beyond beyond reproach. There you can't even entice it. And then it makes you so sick to the stomach. There we are in Turkey, matters that affect us as a people seriously. Grandpa, what the tax breaks, and one find your man firm for hotels, one find your man firm for chicken tails na akoko ne sisiu na nazi nyina one wo be ni say for private sector people to gain. And when somebody has something to gain, then they will act. But they perceive there, yes, save your lives, on your gain, the saving of a life does not equal to gains for somebody, Grandpapa, because time must go in the pocket for the person to want to take urgent steps to solve the problem. It's not right. Yeah, we have inverted value system. Or who says that we need to do something about it. We need to speak out against these things because these things affect your lives on a daily basis. And nobody can be absolved from these processes. This as a wakodo aja kungana for malaria. We are dying. The highest killer of Ghanaians is malaria. And it's a preventive. So let's say ubisu the BBA to help deal with the situation. A hustle. You're not working. On both avenues, Grandpapa, we are totally dead. We are totally ineffective in looking for ways. Citizens.
Point well made.
What catcher and strategies are Oracle, different regions in Asia, but we have not heard anything about when those things will actually get into the hands of the people. The people now we're here now. One can't say when actual distribution will take place. The citizens will hold it and use it to their benefit. That one is on phobia. Warehouse distribution without the human beings. That one they are talking about it. And we are not correct. That is what they should be held accountable for. So when will this thing get into the hand of the Ghanaian? That's the timelines, the dates they should be telling us. Not when it is going to go into a warehouse. You have lost sight of why you are there to serve the people. And the people, when they are not center of your policy and center of your thoughts, that is why they talk about warehouses and the rest, because the people now, they should be the center of your discussions, should be paramount. At TBI, you should be mentioning the citizens. That one, you don't talk about it.
Mate.
This FM 104.3. Good to meet you.